Good evening. This is Channel 1 News. Our first story is about Solomon Northup, who was born a free man in Minerva, New York in 1808. Northup's father, Mintus, was enslaved from Rhode Island and freed after the family moved to New York. Solomon helped his father with farming chores as a young man, eventually got married to Anne Hampton on Christmas Day, 1829, had 3 kids. Northup became well known as a proficient fiddle player in the 1830s. Little did he know this would lead to his enslavement in 1841. Now over to Josh in the field with more information.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm here with old Greg, a friend of Solomon Northup. What can you tell us about this incident they're calling the Northup incident?
Well, you see, Josh, my buddy young Northup, he was a great man. And you know, from this whole thing, I just keep seeing this overall theme of self-interest. You see, my buddy, he was taken by 2 men who told him they were going to take him on a musical tour, but instead, they just drugged him and sold him down the river.
Shocking. What else can you tell us about this incident?
Well, I also got this thing. What was I was telling you about it earlier?
The kidnap. The
Morality.
Alright.
My good friend Northup was telling me all these stories about his slave master's inhumanity and how he would keep them after hours with a whip by his side, watching them dance, and the whip ready to fall about the ears of presumptuous thrall who dared to rest him over or even come dare even rest him over.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the Corbett? Shut us down. Yeah, look back at me. Look back at me. You're supposed to leave it. Shut it down. Shut it down. There you have it. Morality. And I see on your sheet here it says diction and tone. What can you tell us about the diction that Northup used?
All right, Sonny. Listen up, all you out there. So my buddy Northup, when he'd be telling me these stories, he'd use words such as cruel, barbarous, and other words that would create a loathing tone. I don't know what he was trying to tell me, but I think he was saying that he didn't like the situation that he was in. And so my buddy, he'd always use these descriptions, and his stories would have these cause and effect air that would just show how no matter how hard he and his pals worked, they'd still be treated like animals, just inhumane, just in complete lack of morality, no moral sense by his master.
A lack of morality is what we have here at the Northup incident, and I'd like to encourage the viewers to heed old Greg's words about diction and morality. Back to you, Ryan.
All right, welcome back. The next story is about a plane crash that went on because a psychologist released the co-pilot even though he was suicidal, and the co-pilot ended up locking the pilot out of the cockpit and the whole plane crashed. Here's to Harrison with more information.
Okay, you don't want to get Mom, we're on air. Stop. Okay, good evening. I'm here with the brother of the co-pilot of the recent plane crash. So, anything you can tell me about this situation?
It's just so hard having Johnny gone so quickly. It's
Self-interest of the psychologist. Like he was suicidal.
Oh yeah. And it's so much harder knowing that the psychologist that released him, he did it out of self-interest. He just did it because he wanted Johnny to get out of his hands because he couldn't handle him anymore. But Johnny was mentally unstable.
We're on live television right now.
Stop. He was mentally unstable because That's what caused him to end the lives of those 150 people, along with himself, because he had suicidal tendencies that he just couldn't deal with. And it's just so hard.
Alright, is there anything you can tell me in regards to the morality of the situation? Anything getting better, any light?
Just from what I've seen already, there's been pilgrimages made to this crash site. Hundreds of people have come because they realize that all I know is there's been so many sacrifices made by the community, and you can already tell the moral toll it has taken on everybody here, because they know they all had people like Johnny die in that plane crash, and I know what they must be feeling, some sort of resentment towards him, and it's just takes such a moral toll on this community. Just the fact that they're making these pilgrimages to this accident, I just don't see this.
Wow, did you hear that? Alright, well, this is a wrap for today.